So my name's Phil Corran. I'm the Research and Innovation Coordinator in the MedTech Funding Mandate team. And yeah, we received a lot of pre-submitted questions about the policy in advance of this launch. So to manage the volume, we split them up into broad themes, and I'll address, groups of questions in one. If you still have questions after this event, please contact your local AHSN or the MedTech Funding Mandate team using the england.medtechfundingmandate email address, which we'll provide in our final slides. And we'll also be providing answers to all of the questions that have been submitted in the chat on our future NHS page. So please sign up if you would like to see that. The first general group of questions covered funding. So, for example, whether the policy provides additional funding or what providers should do if commissioners do not agree to funding requests. To answer that, the MTFM policy does not provide additional funding for the technologies it supports. Instead, commissioners are responsible for funding MTFM technologies through existing allocations. The MTFM policy criteria ensure that technologies are cost saving within 3 years, so will allow commissioners to maximise their return on investment. More information on the cost savings for each technology can be found in NICE's Resource Impact Assessment, which are available on their website. If commissioners do not fund MTFM technologies, they will not be compliant with the policy, and once this is brought to our attention, we will progress them through our escalation process to find a resolution. The second broad group of questions is about technology selection and the processes involved in that. So for example, whether technology companies can apply to be on the policy and how these decisions are made. Medical technology companies cannot apply to be on the MTFM. We work closely with NICE to understand which technologies meet MTFM criteria, then undertake additional consultation with wider stakeholders to determine the technologies that are most suitable for MTFM support. If NICE guidance is issued on your product, then it will be reviewed for inclusion if it was published before the cut-off date. To be supported in the 22-23 policy, your product needed to have NICE guidance published by the 30th of June 2021. For 23-24, we will begin reviewing NICE guidance as soon as possible and will signal which technologies will be supported in the last quarter of this year. To address questions on why particular eligible technologies have not been supported, some technologies with NICE medical technology guidance or diagnostic guidance are for the primary care sector, and we've only been looking at the technologies used in secondary care. We currently focus on supporting secondary care healthcare providers to navigate NHS funding mechanisms, which enables more equitable adoption of supported technologies. There are alternative innovation uptake mechanisms for technologies applicable in other contexts, however. So, for example, the innovation policy team are looking at a broader spectrum of innovations in phase 2 of their policy development process, which supports innovation spanning all sectors. The final group of questions are on procurement. So how will the purchase group be managed through HGTED, for example, and how will reimbursement happen? Apart from Spectra Optia, all supported technologies will be available through NHS supply chain. We would like to reiterate, we are not using the HGTED process as it is used elsewhere, but we are utilising it as a reporting mechanism for the MTFM. We are asking you to procure the technologies through supply chain wherever possible. That will then generate a report which will come nationally and be disseminated to local commissioners, who can then use that information to reimburse local providers. This reporting mechanism is not fully in place yet, but when operational, it will reduce the burden placed on providers, as well as facilitate better monitoring and evaluation of technology uptake. If you have further questions, please continue to enter them into the chat, and feel free to get in touch with us or your AHSN to ask more detailed ones, but that's the end of this section. Thank you.